special.
So many times in my life, chose to do wrong when I should have done right. Knew that I wouldn't, said that I might. Losing my grip when I should have held tight. Should have done what I was supposed to, not what I like. Taking time for granted, thinking it was alright. Slipping through my days just to waste my nights. Chose to be blind when I had clear sight. Yes, I messed up, and I will fess up. Cause my mistakes have brought me to who I am. Yeah, and they might shake me, but they won't break me. Cause I don't keep old regrets, just make new plans. No, I ain't perfect, but I'm worth it, I promise this much is true. Yes, I make mistakes, look at the shit that I've been through. But life don't come with a guide to show you what to do. You just gotta try to live right and do what works for you. I ain't perfect, but I'm worth it, I promise this much is true. Yes, I make mistakes, look at the things that I've been through. But life don't come with a guide to show you what to do. You just gotta try to live right and do what works for you. A few times I can count family and friends so low to the ground. Could've picked them up, let them stay down, just cause it was easy.
What's up, sexy?
Yo, why are you here, Zai?
What you mean while I'm here? Who was that the other day? That was
Why
your
the
girlfriend?
fuck you keep coming to my apartment?
Who was that girl that answered your door?
You mean my girlfriend?
That's a girlfriend?
My girlfriend.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
No, you can't go in there.
Zai, yo, stop coming to my fucking apartment, okay? Before I get a restraining order on your ass. Like,
A
seriously.
restraining order?
Yes,
That's how
go
you feel?
ahead.
Solid.
Yo, you're fucking crazy.
What's up? Home apartment? Not this time, fast. Your girl plotting.
Hey, yo, what the fuck? Come on, please. This bitch is fucking crazy. She's crazy.
on.
No, she's crazy.
Come
She
on.
keeps stopping up at my apartment. Was that her? The other time? Like, what the fuck? I gotta get a fucking restraining order, like. Yo, she's fucking crazy. Like, she keeps coming to my fucking apartment and stalking me.
Yo, you funny as shit.
How?
Every time I'm thinking, John, it's weird, John coming to your crib.
Yo, did you not see her?
But you fucking with Shorty, that's
How
how
am I
she
fucking with Shorty? I'm fucking with
Yo,
you.
you
I
funny
just told
as
her
shit.
I just told her you were my girlfriend.
Nah, man, that's hard to believe when you got the whole city on you.
Are you serious?
Man, I'm out of here, man.
Poppy, are you really fucking kidding me right now?
I'll see you another day, darling.
You got it. You right.
Wrong apartment.
Okay.
You smell this? I ain't
Why?
going to community cooking school for nothing.
Not even cooking.
Wait, what you want with this? You want chicken,
So you just sit here and act like you
chicken flavor, creamy chicken? I'm the chef, baby. I'm the chef. Come on.
creamy chicken.
Come on in.
I'm thinking of chicken. We'll be eating tonight. It's like, no, I'm leaving.
Hi.
But I just heard you down here. I just heard you down here and I want to apologize for being disrespectful. Like, as you already know, this situation between me and Tiny, you know, she's not here, so I got to hold the fort down for my Dukes and her. And, you know, y'all got history, so, you know, I just, you know, I ain't know how to feel when I seen you. I ain't know what you was trying to do.
What you
But
mean?
I do apologize. What? Listen, we ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there, okay? Just know that I do apologize. I'm not gonna be disrespectful. And if you serious about her, if she's changed, then listen. I can curb my attitude if you wanted to curb yours.
If I want to curb my attitude,
Yes.
I ain't no attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never do.
I think she just apologized. So.
Right.
So, you accept my apology?
Yeah, we good.
I mean, both of y'all could have did the apology a lot better, but I'm just saying.
We good.
I didn't hear no apology from her, Mom. I was the
How did I need to apologize? Do I?
I don't think you do.
Exactly.
You were rude
So
to her.
I do accept
You
your
were
apology.
rude to her.
You mean I accept your apology?
Thank you.
Oh, look at you being wrong.
I ain't know that you and Tiny was, you know.
What? Exclusive? Yeah, that's my baby.
Oh.
Yes, I'm around with her.
Oh, no,
That's my
I was not aware of that.
Well,
I didn't know.
See,
I
that
didn't know.
makes more
Surprise!
sense to you, right? Why she, you know.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Chicken flavor or cream chicken.
So I ain't hear about turquoise. What's going on? Like she ain't been around. She ain't called me, called you. Like, are y'all beefing? What's going on?
No, we not beefing. She just decided it was best for her to like go home. I mean, I'm grown at the end of the day. She's grown, but she wants me to make certain choices that she thinks I should make. So we just agreed to disagree, and she went home. Pretty much. That's all.
Okay, I ain't gonna dig into it. Y'all have fun, cooking your little dinner, chefing it up, and I'll leave you to it. I'll keep my eye on
she's
you.
not cooking anything.
Listen. This is me.
Alright, let me see you cook this since you know what you're doing.
You smell like aroma.
No, probably that she all dead, but it's fine now. I'm gonna let y'all.
That's all you've been doing
I'm
is smelling the pot since you've been here. You ain't doing nothing yet.
I'm cracking up. I'm watching you now. I definitely got my eye on you, but we cooled up. We cool.
Wait, hold on. You don't want to say that. Just apologize. Just apologize.
I'm just saying.
You don't
I'm
need to watch me. You don't need to watch me. Be good, right, babe? Be good.
I'm just saying.
Tell
Good
her we good.
Y'all good.
Alright.
Alright.
Y'all had fun.
Bye. Get the directions, cause you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I need. Hold on. I need
You want to cook those?
water. Which one you take?
I picked one already.
Which one you take? Alright. We got chicken,
You need a
flavor, broccoli.
You gotta start with a pot.
Where's the pot at?
But you're cooking.
What's up with you?
Nothing, just thinking. Got a lot on my mind. What's up?
You seem to always have a lot on your mind. What's up?
Nothing. A lot of shit. Shit with Chica. A little bit with work. Like, somewhere in my past, so I guess I've been kind of thinking about, like, connections, trying to make thorough connections with people,
Yeah.
And sometimes when you're trying to do that, like, you ever kind of notice how when you like somebody, 9 times out of 10, like for the most part, that person doesn't, it's not mutual. Like, I feel like more times that I like people, I've had less people reciprocate that feeling, That's just one of the things. I think about 1,000,001 things at once.
Man, I don't know how you do it. Your brain be on 1,000 miles a minute, but no, like I feel you on that. But I mean, maybe that person that you might like is just a facade based off of, I guess, like what you think you want, what you think you need at that time, or something like that. But that ain't your reality no more, though. So, I mean, you ain't got to worry about that over here.
I know.
So, I mean, what's going on? Why you think about what got you all the way? I understand like the connection, but what triggered like that specifically?
I mean, it wasn't nothing besides, like I said, shit that I went through in the past, people that I met, me thinking about, like, even when it comes to business connections, maybe the shit that I'm putting out there, people won't reciprocate that same passion, that same interest. So, little shit like that.
I feel you. Well, a couple things, because I did hear everything that you said.
Mm-hmm.
So, the work shit, if it ain't hurting your pockets, leave it at work. Don't even let it stress you.
Mm-hmm.
Chica shit, that's Chica shit. That's not your cross.
You already know that's my best friend.
I understand that, but I mean, you gotta understand that Chica not stopping her life and everything else when you going through shit. You feel me?
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. There's a difference when I do that for Chica, and I need that from Chica. She do that for me. It's just I don't know how to really make that connection with her situation right now. But like,
Maybe because you're not supposed to. It's not your situation.
True.
If you got everything else going through your head, you worrying about all this other stuff that keep having you distracted, where you can't like exist in the here and now and look on the future, looks for the towards the future and everything. And you gotta stop letting everybody else shit distract you.
That's the best. I appreciate it.
You good though?
Yeah, I'm chilling. I mean, why don't you help me distract myself from the bullshit that I'm thinking about?
You need to relax. Right.
You wanna do that for me?
I think a couple things out of the
Welcome everybody. I'm really glad to see everybody come here today and gather around, because this is really serious. And it goes down a lot in our communities and outside of our communities. Trans people being misgendered. Trans people being, harmed because of who they are. You know what I'm saying? And so it has to start somewhere. And that's why I'm always visible. Right? Because if you're not visible, how do we know you're there? How do we know this problem exists if you're not visible? A lot of trans people like to live a stealth life, so they don't want people to know that they're, third gender. There's so many words, right? But for me, it's so unique. I think that's the dope part about it. And that's why we got to reach out to trans people, so many of them that kill themselves going through this transition. You get to the club and even, you once were identified as lesbian. Right. Before you made your transition, if you're a trans man. You come to the goddamn lesbian club now, they treat you funny. A lot of studs and, hey, let's call it what it is. Let's be raw when we all say dyking, right? Because I refer to me as dyke too. Nothing wrong with that. But we'll treat each other bad. I get to the club and I've heard things, mentoring for years and stuff, about how the lesbians treat now the trans men. And I remember a time when the girls would say, well, I ain't gonna date no trans man. If I'm gonna be with a man, I just be with a man.
I heard that.
Oh, you bleed like I do. No, I don't. See, you don't know what you're talking about. So we have to be visible so people know we're here. I grew up not having nobody, so we want people to have everybody not that strong. Right. So the suicide rate is very high because they get into things. Some people take hormones for the wrong reasons. You might want a mustache. You might want to build some muscle. You know what I'm saying? So we have to, talk to each other and communicate so we'll know what's going on in our own communities. And why there's such a bashing in our own communities. When Nas got to the hospital, you know what I mean, they have laws in effect now that's why you could change your name. I could change my name for $12. Oh, wow. Now people are telling me it's $500 and $800. I'm like, are you going through the right channels? Right. Because the whole thing was for me to do that so I wouldn't be embarrassed. Right. Say I'm in the Social Security office and they all like Karen Williams, and now I get up. And now you're looking at me like that's right. I thought they said the name was Carol or something like that. What the fuck? So it saves you from embarrassment and stuff. Right. And you want to get into these things and be mentored and have somebody that can really take you to that next level and journey of your transition. So I'm glad we all came here today to talk about it, because what happened to Nas was really very, it happens a lot. They treat you like they treated blacks. Yeah. We're the new niggas being trans. But we're worse than niggas. You know what I'm saying? And they try to put all kinds of perverted shit on us, all kinds of stuff, and it don't be us. And that's why I tell people, always live in your truth. Be trans is better than him and her. I'm him and her. Right. How powerful can you be? Right. You know what I'm saying? So when you know your history and you know who you are as a trans person, you stand proud. And nobody can say, oh, come on, he's just arrogant. No, he's not. You just know who you know. That's it. Why are you mad at that? And so we have to be more visible. These people that they're killing us every year, I think it's like 3 trans people, almost 4 per month, isn't it? So it's more than that, yeah. And then you hear about the trans women, but you don't hear about the trans men. You don't, correct. That's because they misgender us. When we're killed, they misgender us. So you don't get it in your ratio. You don't get it where you know how many of us are being killed. Right. I know butchers. I know trans men that have been chopped up in body parts, put in dumpsters and all kinds of stuff. Always raped. There's always those situations because you got these guys that think, but you ain't had no good dick. That's all. I bet you would get some good dick. You. Yep. You don't know what I've had.
But there's no one marching for us. Like how they march for the trans women. When there's a trans woman day, you know who it is.
Yeah, but it's more relative. That's what I just said. It's more relative because they're here.
But also, we're more stealth. I live, as I always tell you, I live in regular hetero world. I'm stealth. Not that many people know because I pass. Okay. So passing is the most easiest thing. It makes life easier. You don't get looked at. I can walk in a men's bathroom and don't no one know nothing. Right. I don't walk like a girl. I don't talk like a girl. But that's also from me studying my dad and my brother and knowing I can't be Clyde. See, because you come from me, I'm not going to just call. I'm going to fight you back.
Right.
There's a lot of us that don't do that because we're afraid. I got a family that is behind me, that knows everything, that was there for me, that is still there for me. Not all of us have that. So when it's like that, you're literally by yourself.
Right.
And we don't stick together. As trans men, I feel like it's a competition. My journey is different from his, and his. My life is different, but it is a steady competition. And we're a trophy. I would be, a lot of people would want me, because I've never been with a trans woman either.
Okay.
So I'm a hot thing. I'm a hot new thing. Yeah, so it's like, it's a lot wrapped up into being sexualized.
Not a
Hot new thing. Right.
And I think that this is a really good thing, how we can get together and have these conversations, but we talk about how the community treat us when we do the same thing within our own community.
Correct.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I mean? So how can we go out there and march, like you say, for what our rights is and how we should be treated, when in the backhand we got Nas and this young man stabbing each other, fighting each other, degrading each other, and then we get mad at the people on the outside
When they do it.
doing the same thing for us. So we get out here and we march and we want all these rights, but then we get back home and we're like, oh, you look horrible, child, you look fierce, you should be a woman.
Yeah.
But we get mad when they do it to us. And you said it right with the black and the racial thing. You know, we sit here and call each other these names and we get mad when the white person do the same.
Yeah.
So we have to fix inside before we try to fix outside to come inside to clear.
Right.
So it's good that we can have these meetings, because it has to start somewhere. You know what I mean? So we have to start working with us, and then we can work in the mirror. You know, I always tell everybody, when you have a problem, look in the mirror.
Correct.
Fix you before you try to fix somebody who needs to fix you.
I'm sorry.
So
1 second though. I mean, you guys, as being who you are, how do you feel sitting here with us as trans people about trans people? That would be a very broad topic for me, I think, to hear your perceptions.
Honestly, I don't judge. I feel like it's your life. You have to live your life for you. I can't live for you. You can't live mine. I chose to be what I am. You chose to be who you are. I am now dating. I'm now dating. I mean, I never was the type that was like, well, I would never date a trans, but I didn't see that for myself.
Right.
And here I am. I'm dating a trans, so I respect it. Let's just end it with I respect it. Do you be happy? That's what it matters, is your happiness.
Yeah.
So, listen, you got to be tough to even be who you are.
It takes courage to be who
It
you are.
definitely takes courage. A lot of people do not have that. So, I love y'all. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you so much.
Look at you.
Well, as a lesbian, I was in your group. I still have never wanted to date a trans man. I was married to a butch who transitioned into a trans man, and it didn't work out for me because that's not who I am. But I've always supported trans men. All my friends are trans, and they're like my backbone. They're my bodyguards. They take care of me. And so I love everybody for who they are. It just isn't for me to sexually be involved with the trans men. I love lesbians and virgins. That's who I am. But I fight for everybody equality. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's right, it's right. And I'm fighting for it. But I love all people. And I think that everybody should be given the opportunity to be themselves, whatever that self is. You know what I mean? We can't get mad when people want to change who they were born as, and you want to change that. Like, who are we to tell them that? You know, some of us sitting here might not even know somebody's real name. You understand what I'm saying? Because how easy it is for them to change, it's easy for you to change your biological name. You know what I mean? Ages. So when we go back to slavery, when those people came here, they wasn't given their birth name or age.
They have to age.
They have to be given an age and a name. No telling how old they really were or what their real name is. You know what I mean? So who do you really know? Who are you? You know what I mean? So you have to just love people for who they are. And if they say or you say, I want to be identified as this, who am I to say you can't?
Correct.
Or don't identify them as that?
I think
my issue is, not more so an issue is, but I think I just don't understand. Like, I think I don't understand when people transition and things like that. I guess I don't understand when it comes to he, she, and stuff like that, like changing over and stuff, and it's not purposely done. I don't understand. Like, most people, they don't understand. So, like, for us to change, what can we do to, like, respect y'all more and things like that? What would you say?
That's a very good question.
That's good. Believe them, right? So if I'm a camel, I'm a goddamn camel. So for me, I was born Karen. Okay. Now I knew though at the age of 3, I liked women. I liked women. I had crushes even on my godmother. I had a crush on Crush Times. She taught me how to play tennis. Sometimes she was. So I already knew that I liked girls at that age. I already knew I was in the wrong body too, and I was very scared about entering puberty for me. You know, because I already knew. So at that time, I'm thinking I'm just a lesbian. Then I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm an aggressive lesbian. I'm a tomboy and a lesbian. I still like girls. You know what I'm saying? So then when it comes to a thing where, you know, I start developing and stuff, and I always felt in the wrong body, and I would actually get into the ball and think that I'm transforming. Wow. Mentally. No, really. And then go in the mirror and thinking God, you know, didn't make a mistake, and he was fixing that mistake today. You know what I'm saying? And I would try to kill myself later on in life because there's no way I can go through life with 38 double D's and all that other shit. That stuff is a dysphoria for it's horrible. Imagine. You like your dresses and shit, right? Imagine if you had to dress like us.
Right.
You would be sad, wouldn't you? So I'm just trying to turn the mirror around for you. So if you feel like that, how can you? You're like on the sidelines of life. You're not living life. You're barely hanging on. You're miserable. You're depressed. You're not doing anything to the fullest because you're steady being conscious of your woman parts, of things that make you that, of the society that says that you're smaller and men are higher. All this stuff you're fighting against, like being a dark-skinned female, like I was, right? So you're fighting against all these different things, and so that's what transgender is like. And then when you finally find a solution that can help you reflect in the mirror with who you feel as though you are inside, it's so beautiful. And especially when you get into your duality of knowing self, then it becomes even greater your God. You understand? So that's what it's like to be trans.
But it's good to hear someone say they're
know.
true.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't know. Yep, she said, I don't know, and that was honest.
But it's to say that I don't understand. A lot of people don't know, and a lot of people don't understand, but they don't have the mentality or the courage to come to somebody and say, you know what, I don't know, I understand, help me understand.
Right.
That they just go to the negative part and want to be demeaning people and be mean to people because they don't know and they don't understand. But we should be out here educating people. Which is like the terminology stuff. I didn't know what that was, and when people were saying that, I'm like, so I looked this up. I'm like, it says lies and theft and steal. Like this is what
exactly.
They want to steal.
One form of it.
Right, that is one form of it, but I didn't understand it. So I looked it up, and then I called Bryce to get a better understanding about it. Okay.
I mean, I think where I come in and I say I don't understand, like, Nas is the first trans that I ever been like close to or whatever, but knowing other ones and you ask them or if you make a mistake they get angry. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to talk to you because you're angry. So it's like, how do you approach it in the right way? How is somebody approaching it?
I'm going to pass this to Ruth real quick, but I want to say this really quick. No, hold up. No, because if you didn't know me through childhood, you should not have a mistake coming out of your mouth.
That's correct. But what if I grew up with you? Because in the lesbian community, like you said, most started off as lesbians.
Right.
So these are people I knew as, lesbians. So, and then when they transition, it's like, okay, I'm so used to calling you Tasha, but now you're Tyree.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I mean, out of respect, though, depending on how great of respect you have for the person is how much respect you want to show them.
And I do want to
respect. If I respect you that much, and say I come into the club and I see you look different, and I know you can't be going by Tammy no more. Yo, T, out of respect. Or yo, what's up, guys? What's going on? Or what's up, family? And then you ask, I'm about to do it. And then say, what do you call yourself now?
Okay.
Or how do you refer to you? You know, a little whisper in the ear. Okay, got you. I won't forget that. It's all a little respect. That's all. Hey, you know, shit, they call it Tasha, and Tasha. You know what I mean? Unless Tasha feels that way. Right. And she say, oh, you know what? No, I'm transitioning because there's trans men like that. I'm transitioning, but I'm straight. Or I just feel I don't feel like that, but I like this. It's all about your reflection as well, too. You know what I mean? So it might be that. So But I wanted you to go ahead and say your piece.
Well, I mean, for the most part, I just think that the problem with the community, within and outside of it, is that people put way too much emphasis on all the wrong things. You're worried about somebody's sex and what they do in their bedroom and things like that. None of your concern. All you need to be worried about is if Tyreek or Tanisha or whoever you're dealing with is a good person and they need to be around you. If people just focused on the more important parts of life, like the things that actually matter, I think that it'd be a lot less chaos. A lot less chaos. And taking the time to understand who a person is, that shows a lot of character and a lot of, you know, a lot of good level of respect that you have for that individual.
Yes,
because the hardest part about not knowing is trying to find out.
Right.
Because nobody wakes up with the answers, you know what I'm saying? Somebody has to give them to you or you have to find them somewhere. And that's the hardest part of actually indulging in and receiving knowledge. And most people try to breeze past it, but you're just going to end up on the other side still ignorant about whatever it is that you didn't know.
Right.
So taking the time out just to focus on the things that and people most fear the unknown. You know what I'm saying? You're more scared of the things that you don't know than the things that you do.
True.
So if you focus more on finding out the things that you don't know versus being afraid of those things, A, there'll be more things that you know than you don't. And B, you'll be a lot less fearful when you're trying to figure out things that you don't know because you're used to the process of actually indulging in getting
the answer.
You know what I mean? And receiving the answer and acknowledging it as a truth. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
A lot of people, they just really don't pay attention to each
I
other.
have a question.
And in the community especially, it's weird because you don't want people judging you.
Right.
You
That's
consistently passing judgment.
Right.
That's like it's like the Willie Lynch syndrome with slavery and stuff. They taught you how to hate each other.
Yeah.
Inadvertently taught you how to disrespect each other and, you know, show shade for no reason. Just because it hurts you to see somebody doing as well or better than you.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if we got that part together, like she was saying, fixing yourself is a big key part in getting to understand people and having us going in a more, you know, solidarity type of mode versus everybody just out for themselves. It's like crabs in a barrel. And I can't, you know what I mean? Like when you get on an airplane, I use this example a lot when I speak to people. When you get on an airplane and the stewardess is giving you the flight information, in case of emergencies, your bags are going to fall from the sky.
Right.
Secure your own oxygen mask first, and then that person next to you. If you can't breathe, you can't help nobody else. You're walking out here blind, bumping in the walls. How the hell you going to show me?
That is true.
You know?
True.
That's the blind leading the blind, and I think that's the problem with a lot of the community. It's people that don't know nothing trying to teach other people shit about things they don't know. If you stop, listen, and pay attention to the people around you, and just give them the respect that is due to a dog, we could all get along a lot better.
Right.
I mean, that's just, you know.
Okay, great. We got a question.
All right, so I don't know much about trans people, but I learned that someone can be considered trans without physically transitioning.
Facts.
So how do you guys who physically transition feel about ones that I could just say, hey, I'm a trans? I didn't.
Right. I think that's awesome. I think you got to go back in history.
Because
these women in our history in the 30s and 40s and 50s, you know what I mean? They were trans and married to women that didn't even know they were married to trans. Without hormone therapy, Mary, that girl with Blackbeard, she also was considered trans. And they never knew she was an ironsmith. This was a bad bitch. Because she was, you know, they sought her out, you know what I mean? Because she was so good. And she rolled around with Blackbeard after they had got, you know, infiltrated basically and everything. I forgot the guy she was rolling with at that time. But when she started rolling with them, she had a girlfriend. And her and Blackbeard, you know, married, they were battling for this girl. And she never knew that she was dealing with a woman. And this is without hormones. Wow. They did it like that then.
So the woman looks
period and everything
like a woman, or she
basically like a man.
She looks like a man.
This is a picture she had. They have the hair slicked back, all that.
Just like geishas. If you really look up what a true geisha was, it was a man that just looked like a girl. Crying game.
Yeah.
Perfect. That was just a regular guy that was just felt like a woman.
Okay.
Having this and taking like shots does not make me a man.
It starts in the brain.
Yeah,
like if you look at the brains, it's 3 different brains.
I was
the female brain, the male brain, and the transgender brain. They all look different. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, the transgender brain is much different.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So therefore, if you say you're transgender, and just because you ain't on hormones, you're still transgender.
So
that's how you feel. That's what's
so physically transitioning is a personal decision.
Yes.
Right. Got you.
It's
so
just
it's
like
just
getting
your mind.
boobs.
Yeah, whatever makes you feel comfortable.
Right.
You can do it until you're comfortable and stop, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, or you can be transition, but you like, you know how they be like, oh, you ain't gonna cut off your breast. No, I like my joints. But you might want to keep them.
And there's
so,
straight
however,
women that cut off their breasts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for their reasons and stuff, you know what I mean? Like
Angelina Jolie cut off her breast.
She didn't want to get cancer.
Right.
It runs
in her family.
But she wasn't at risk at the time. She just didn't want to have a risk.
Yeah, at all.
Right.
So she got removed. So being, I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you go. But being an individual is what's more important. I hope we all walk away today with that.
Yeah.
And then, because then you understand that everything's okay, even the stuff you don't agree with. Because you don't have to.
That's true.
But all things must exist. So therefore, when you get that state of mind and start thinking like that, everything's so smooth for you. Everything is smooth because everything's okay.
Right.
But for you, back to
no
what
right
you
way to
asked.
be a person.
Correct. Ain't no book on it.
And back to what you asked, at the end of the day, though, you gotta find people that are open. I'm open. Bryce is open, and he's open. Not all of us is open about our life because that's also a fear. Because you can do damage with that info in certain people's lives. Like people can lose their jobs. A barber got beat up by workers that he worked with, but found out that he was born a she and beat him up. And he was working there for a minute. Because at the end of the day, no one knew he was she. Just like for a trans woman, they don't tell their tea on the first date.
Correct.
That takes time because that is death.
Yeah.
And that's just as big as for us as for them. But you don't get taught that
before the date
as much.
Because I'm not doing all that. And
I ain't lying
about shit.
But
Soon as you
none of
talk to me on the
us,
phone, it's what you do.
but not all of us do.
Yeah, but they should though.
I do it so I feel safe.
But we should though.
I do it so I feel safer. It's not about it.
Yeah, I do. Me too.
I want to feel safe. So know what you're dealing with before you come into
you try to get your brothers and everybody like
But at the same time, y'all are saying that it's safe, and people can get set up and get catfished. Someone like, oh yeah, I'm down with it, and then 20 fucking niggas in there, and then they start beating the piss out.
Yeah, I know.
We got video chat, text messages, and voice calls. I can't see how people still get that.
That's why
This cat is still on the air.
I have a quick question, just really quick. So, are you guys more attracted to lesbian women or straight women? Like,
I'm lesbian.
Lesbian woman.
I'm lesbian.
I'm actually married to a straight woman. Yes, a straight woman.
Okay.
It's always the lesbians for me.
The lesbians?
Straight women complicated.
Everybody.
I mean, like, honestly, genuinely speaking.
I mean, I have a boo that is a cis woman, right? You know, but
But you're open to everybody.
There's most things I don't, you know.
Yeah, I'm not open to everything.
I'm not open
to everything though. Still,
I'm open to a lot, but not everything.
Because it's a whole nother thing. Pansexuality is a whole
Sexuality,
nother discussion.
gender,
We'll be here tomorrow. But I'm glad you all came. And we need to do this more.
Informative and good.
And maybe we can bring more people. You guys say something?
Yeah, it was, everybody else was finished. I just kind of felt like I should. Got such good vibes going on. I'll take my glasses off. I'm feeling a little sad right now. Thank y'all for having me here today. You know, a recent event happened with my Uncle Nas, who is a black trans guy. And he was physically attacked by a masculine lesbian. When it boils down to it, do we really know what her reason was for attacking him? We don't. But it's a traumatic thing. It happened to him, but it directly affects me. It affects all of us.
Right.
You know what I mean? It affects the whole community. And I wish that he could be here today, you know, to talk about how it's affecting him, how he feels. But it's like, it was just like, in the blink of an eye, like, what the hell happened? Why the hell did it happen? You know, and then I'm sitting here, you know, scared, calling for help. His girlfriend's sitting here, scared, calling for help, trying to, you know, fight for him because she stabbed him. You know what I mean? And then when we're trying to, you know, reach out to law enforcement for help, it's like, okay, you know, you call 911 for help, we're gonna show up. You know, we're gonna show up. But then when they get there, oh, okay, so what happened? You know, and then they find out he's a trans person. Oh, okay, well, we'll file the report. And
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
Yeah.
So it was an emergency when you found out that somebody got stabbed, you know, and an incident occurred. But when you find out that the person identifies as trans, specifically a trans man, oh yeah, we're gonna put the report, you know, in with the rest of them.
Yeah.
Just add it to the pile.
You can really just go catch him right now.
You don't see this man is bleeding. His life doesn't matter.
You can really catch him right now.
And so, and it's like it's so. I'm just like losing my words. You know what I mean? It's like it's devastating because it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Do we not matter? You know what I mean? Like, do we not matter? What the hell can we do to stop this shit? It does start with us, like y'all said. It starts with us. What the hell can we do to make things different? Like, I'm shaking because it's like my uncle is laid up in the hospital because he got stabbed because of his identity or because somebody didn't understand him or what?
Let me tell you how we stop it, really. With visibility. Because you know how many cops, I know sheriffs and shit like that that's trans men. So if they all stay hidden, you know what? This behavior can continue. Because you're living a stealth life. You say I'm a police officer, maybe I got a nice job or whatever. I ain't gonna let nobody know that I'm trans man though. I'm just gonna let them, you know. And when I see them doing trans people bad, I'm just visibility. We go right back to the first thing I said. Visibility. I don't care what your situation is. I would have died for me. I did die for me.
Right.
Because if I had to live as Karen, looking like a female, I wouldn't be here with you today because I wasn't happy.
Right.
I'd rather be dead. So I died to be here with you today. So I don't want to hear the bullshit stories about why you can't come out. Really, I don't. There's some lenience there, you know, but I really think you're a coward. And it takes fucking, you gotta love you, man. Fuck that. People say, oh, when people kill themselves, oh, they took the coward way out. Shit, try to kill yourself. It takes strength to do that motherfucking shit. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. It takes courage. It takes courage to be me. So when you see me applaud me, I'm out here standing up for you.
That's right.
Well, but you in the background, you know, you're really a bitch. You know, and all the hating you fucking doing.
When the hate stopped,
you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, when we started, and thank you everybody for coming out. I get a little passionate. But the whole thing is to be visible. Because we got trans men and trans women, that's models, police officers, firefighters. If y'all all came out, because we rule the world, gay people, LGBTQ, whatever. We rule it. Guys don't even know how to dress unless a faggot is dressing them.
That is so true.
And they act like they homophobic, and they don't know why they got tight jeans on.
Exactly.
Right? And you don't even know there's a guy styling you. And then you do, but you're just like, oh, he's a gay guy, so he's cool. But he's still dressing you like he would dress. And then you want to say, yeah, get him fags. I can't stand that. But you got all kinds of bangles on and lace tops. See what I'm saying? So everybody just be an individual. Individuality is key. And visibility. That's what fights the ignorance of anything. Use your voice.
Let people live.
There you go.
That's it.
Okay. Nicely said.
Thanks for everybody coming.
Thanks for having us.
And maybe I'll see you guys and y'all can bring some more people back next time. So we can try to educate everybody. Okay? No problem.
Good luck, people. Good energy.